Well, today is a big day in Westminster. Well, in terms of the standards that we have in Parliament. For the past few days, weeks, months, there's been this discussion about the World Health Organization's new idea to have an international treaty to get governments and countries around the world to sign up to a centralized policy to make sure that global health is basically managed centrally from the WHO HQ. And there had not been proper discussions in British mainstream media, the political system, the bubble in Westminster. So it's a bit sad. Obviously, this channel's been talking about this. Some people like Nigel Farage have been talking about this. But one man, Steve Baker, one of the few sound Tory MPs who now also has the backing of Lord David Frost, decided to send in a written question, which was to be expected to get the answer from the Department of Health and Social Care today. It's basically the submission, which was a few days ago. He sent it in saying to ask the Secretary of State for Health and Social Care if he will make both a written and oral statements on the UK's negotiating position in relation to the proposed international agreement on the pandemic prevention, WHO stuff, and the whole concept of centralizing the whole idea. And this is the beginning. Again, this is parliamentary language. So a lot of people will be like, why is it so soft? It has to be. It has to be parliamentary traditional language to get some sort of answer from the ministers at the Department of Health and Social Care. And it's a bit weird because there's only a few who are actually brave enough to talk about this in the political system. David Frost is one of them. David Frost is giving his support to Steve Baker, and that is great news. He said this. I'm very glad that Steve Baker has tabled this question. Given the public interest, it is important that Sajid Javid and his department set out the UK's position before next week's World Health Assembly, and as would be normal to actually do. We need to find out exactly what the position is, because if there's going to be some sort of negotiations behind closed doors, it's an international treaty. The same problem we had in the 90s, in the 2000s, especially with the European Union treaties. Some people kicked off, some countries had referendums, they overturned the result because, well, why not? That's what you do. You're just going to completely ignore the will of the people. And for those who still don't feel the threat and the fear of what could come next, I'll show you from the mouth of the boss of the World Health Organization what he actually wants.
Better global governance and a stronger, empowered, and sustainably financed WHO. To connect and underpin these ideas, I believe the time is right for an international treaty or other legally binding instrument to provide the framework for a more coherent and coordinated response to future epidemics.
Okay. Key words. He wants the power to do global governance. That sounds very familiar. Global governance. Sure. And secondly, more funding and more secure finance and financial backing for his organization. Yeah, it always goes back to power and money. The control freaks, and of course, the hungry hippos. Not going to go there. Yeah, I'm sure he's a lovely man, right? He's a lovely man, best friends with President Xi. And the whole concept is absolutely coming to you with critical thinking. It's all logical. It's based on science. Yeah, it's all about science. Well, we're going to come back with more updates for you guys. Subscribe to the channel. I'm Tousi, and we are the media.